Alright, it's Teen Wolf, Insatiable. The second to last episode before the season 3 season finale. Um, yeah. This is the episode where the big death happens, and I'll get to that. At the end of the episode, which is where this takes place. So very beginning of the episode, we basically we find out that that Styles is Styles again. It's actually him. Kira's mom brings the Oni, and they check and they see that it's actually him. So it's not like a trick in any sort of way. And we also find out that the Nogitsune took Lydia to Eichenhaus because I guess he has an affinity there, and so he takes her and he's like feeding off her pain, and he's trying to get everybody there. Like he's trying to get everybody there to Eichenhaus, and that's kind of his end game. So he's in a way psychologically torturing her. They get all the werewolves fixed, and basically, for the most part, throughout the episode, we see everybody preparing. Allison and Isaac, they find Lydia's car, and they discuss the night they spent together during the last episode, and they find that Lydia doesn't want to be found. So, and they didn't, of course they don't listen to that, and I'll get to that again later. And apparently, Scott and Styles determined that Meredith, who was one of the patients in Eichenhaus when Styles was there, that apparently she can help. So they find her, and they determine that Lydia's at Eichenhaus, but then also she tells them that she doesn't want to be found. And while this is going on, Derek and Argent, they figure out, hey, if the Nogitsune's got this much power, he's going to be coming after us now. So he says Allison graduates, and she makes a silver arrowhead instead of a silver bullet because she shoots arrows. And Derek's out in the woods, but he goes and he finds the twins, because the twins are out looking for Lydia and the Dark and Void Styles, and they get shot by wolves-bane bullets. We don't know who it is yet. And then Derek saves them, and he takes them to Argent because they got to do the thing from like season 1. They got to get the bullet, and then get grounded into the wounds so that they heal properly. Which they might heal, maybe, I don't know, because we didn't get that far in this episode. But let's see, is there anything else? We finally figure out why Scott's dad left. He explains that he came home drunk. Him and his mom were arguing. Scott came out of the room. He grabbed Scott by the wrist. Scott pulled, and then Scott fell down the stairs. And so that was a little anticlimactic. I was hoping for something big, yet nothing. I don't think it's the big thing that'll make him hate his mom, because I know Void Styles brought that up in the previous episode, but I don't know, it's just weird. I felt like that was a little bit of a letdown in terms of episode-wise. And then Kira learns that she's basically become her mom in a way, I guess. She's acting like her mom would back when she was her age, and then the stage gets set for the final showdown, which is Kira's mom goes in with the Oni, and they find Styles and Lydia, but Styles still had the knife from but Void Styles still had the knife from when he took it from her the other episode, and he breaks it, and then he has control of the Oni. So Allison, Kira, and Isaac are all fighting the Oni outside while Scott and Styles go in to find Lydia. And they go in to find Lydia, and Lydia's like, she's freaking out because Lydia can tell when people are going to die. She's like, wait, you came? Who'd you bring with you? Which I'm like, uh-oh, so somebody there is going to die. And then it looks like Isaac, the Oni are just butchering Isaac, and Allison shoots one of them in with her silver arrow, and then and it explodes. But then another Oni comes up and it stabs her and kills her, and that's the death of the season. They killed off Allison, and I'll talk about that more in depth. But then she comes back, and Scott comes out, and she dies in his arms, and she says, "You were my first love, the only person I've really ever loved." And it took her dying to realize that. And then at the end, her dad shows up. So And both the Oni and Void Styles disappear at this point. And this, wow. uh, I did not expect Allison to be the character to die. You know, it was weird. Because here were the main options for characters to die. Basically, the three biggest options were Styles, Lydia, and Derek, and they kind of showcased all of them a lot. Like, you know, you saw like they hinted at that a lot, and they hinted at Allison a little bit too in this episode. They hinted at Derek, mostly through the final four episodes of the season trailer, where it shows Derek getting shot and he's falling on his knees. Then at that point, so I was like, oh, okay. You know, Styles was always the obvious choice, and then he's actually like he's I guess he's getting worse. He's slowly dying throughout the course. So I assume he'll get better, because I guess they're only gonna have one death this season. So I'm not saying that it's safe to assume that he'll live, but I mean I think it kind of is. And then Lydia was an option because because she got kidnapped, and I mean. Styles was not, and then here's why, like, the actors are an option. You know, Tyler Hoechlin's a big actor. He could always go on to other things. And then also, I feel like the character Derek didn't get good until season 3A and then season 3B. He was a cool character in the first two seasons, but like, I don't know, he was a stagnant character. So he could have easily went. And then, you know, but then yeah. And then there was that. You know, Lydia was a big part. Actually, she's had kind of a big part, I think, since season 2. Season 1, she didn't have big parts. That's why I thought her. You know, she didn't have a big part season 1, so she's, you know, kind of a more recent big character. And then Styles, I thought, because, you know, Dylan O'Brien, I mean, he's doing movies now. I mean, he was in The Internship, and now he's doing Maze Runner, or he did Maze Runner. So, like, I was like, you know, that filming schedule might conflict with Teen Wolf. He might not be able to, you know, do that or something. But, and then I guess how they hinted at Allison a lot was, one, Allison's had, between this season, she's changed the most as all characters. She starts off as a naive teenager, season 1. Becomes a hunter who's in love with a werewolf in season 2. Becomes a villain at the end of season 2. Redeems herself the first half of season 3. And then kind of moves on from Scott. Develops a relationship with Isaac. And they get really close and really tender. And she just has a lot of really, really cool moments. And I think I started to think Allison never crossed my mind. I thought Allison was going to survive the entirety of Teen Wolf, and so the only time that it ever crossed my mind that would be her was in this episode with she gave a heartfelt speech with, or she had a heartfelt conversation with her dad. You know, she's like, oh, I didn't get to say I love you and goodbye, and you know, I'm thankful for everything you've done with her mom before her mom died in season 2. So she wanted to do that with her dad now, and I'm like, that's not good. And I was like, so, I mean, hell, there's a saying that nobody, I guess, because I watched a little bit of the Wolf Watch after show. Apparently, the writer, the motto is nobody truly dies on Teen Wolf. So, I mean, she can come back. I mean, Peter came back. I mean, she could come back. I don't know. I mean, it would just be like a fan service, but I mean, I don't know. This was a phenomenal episode. I was guessing the entire time on who was going to die, and I was guessing on everything the entire time. So, yep, good episode. You should check it out. I mean, it'll be on demand. It'll probably be reruns throughout the week. And, yep, I'll see you guys next week for the season finale.